Good morning, everyone. Dr. Tam here. Happy Thanksgiving week. I know the kids are off. The parents are like, what am I going to do with the kids? During these times of breaks, the most happy people are the kids and the teachers because they both get time off. A lot of the parents are like, what am I going to do with all the kids, running around? But today, what I like to do is give you top 20 tips for you to really get through this Thanksgiving and holiday, especially Thanksgiving, and still be healthy. Okay, still make sure that you are doing everything that you could to stay healthy with as little inflammation as possible, stay fit, and not end up gaining about 5 to 10 pounds, which is usually what happens Thanksgiving week. Is usually a lot of people end up gaining 10 to 12, 5 to 10 pounds because we overconsume, we don't do the things right. I mean, there's family, there's stress, and everything else. So I like to give you 20 tips. This is from an online website called the Greatist. That is the Greatist with the IST instead of EST at the end. So let's get to it. Number one is get outside, okay? What does that mean? That means you got to be outside in the morning. Don't just, I know there's a lot of cooking that has to be done. Hey, there's football and basketball and every other sport that you can think of. But really, first thing in the morning, it's your day off. Hopefully it's your day off. You get outside and you start doing things, Go for a walk, go for a turkey trot run, go play some football, throw a ball around. The kids are home, so go outside, okay? And the second thing is going into this next page here. Oh, too fast. Is this page called Doing It Fast, right? So if I were to look at, okay, do it fast, what does that mean? That means you don't have to go out and take a lot of time working out, during this day. You got to do it quickly. Now, high intensity interval training, which is also known as HIIT, has always been known to burn more calories. And that's how gyms like Orange Theory came along, is really focusing on the high intensity interval training. But the key is when you do train, the key thing is all about the technique. So you make sure that you have great technique when you are doing it. That ensures you will minimize the time that you will get hurt, and no one wants to get hurt during the holidays, and I don't want anyone to do that. Okay, split up the chores. So when you look at the everyday activities, well, if you help out, you're going to burn more calories, right? This next one where it says bust a move, when you look at it, what does that actually mean? Well, all it really means is going to the next page. I'll show you what that means. It's like, getting together with the kids, moving, grooving, and dancing around. Just go out and move. That's what really the first four things comes down to. Get moving, go quickly. You don't have to take a long time, and get your body warmed up for the day, right? Number 5, you can find a turkey trot, right? You can go out during these turkey trots. There's a lot of 5K ones. I know the Lagoon in Vacaville here has one. It's a 5K. You can walk or run. You push a stroller. I see a lot of moms out there a lot of times, so you can do that. Because it really comes to not just working out, being your health, but the eating as well. Now, number 6 is, I know a lot of times you do Thanksgiving and have meals throughout the whole day, but try to get the most you can either breakfast or at lunch, and save the dinner for shopping. No, not save the dinner for shopping, but don't eat as much at the end of the day because your body is slower to process food right before you go to sleep, and it's better to process it during the day, right? Number 7 is you make sure you have to hydrate. I can't stress this enough because there's a lot of sodium, a lot of just spices within the turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes. I mean, there's dairy, all kinds of things. When you don't drink enough water, what happens is you end up being a lot thirstier. Your body can't get rid of some of the toxins that is in the food, some of the yummy stuff that's in there, all the spices and all the salt. So you got to hydrate and really start flushing everything out, right? Number 8, go easy on the appetizers. Appetizers are great, but what happens is if you do consume a lot of appetizers at the beginning, or if you consume it throughout the day instead of just planning on eating in spurts, you can still keep it in 2 or 3 meals, or even 1 meal. A lot of people do, you go to OMAD, 1 meal a day. But you go easy on the appetizers, so you're still eating within a shorter amount of time. that's going to do a lot better for you instead of your body processing food the whole time, and that's going to really stress out your stomach, your liver, and your kidneys, right? Number 9, use a small plate. That is no surprise, right? So use a smaller plate. That's what you really need to do. Number 10, dim the lights, because when you dim the lights, studies show that you also consume less food, right? Kind of like what restaurants do. They play certain music to get the mood. If they play faster music, they see that people eat a little faster. So you got fast-paced environments where people play really upbeat music, people tend to eat quicker. In brighter places, people tend to enjoy more. Slow, when you go to like a romantic dinner, they play slower music, the lights are a little dimmer. Well, people tend to eat a little slower that way. Okay. Number 11 is chew slowly. I just want to make sure you guys are able to see this on the screen. Chew slowly. So chewing slowly just means that you have to chew. It's good to chew about 20 to 30 seconds per bite. That way it lets your satiety centers kick in, because your brain doesn't actually sense fullness until about 20 minutes in. So chewing slowly is going to be good for you. Now, beware of danger foods. Now, what are danger foods? You got the mashed potatoes, you got the cranberry salt, right? You got foods that are very high in fat and also high in sugar as well, that you just got to watch out for, because these are foods that when you don't really know that they're bad for you necessarily until you start reading up on them. A lot of foods with very high sugar is going to increase your insulin resistance for the day. And when it does that, you're going to kind of feel bloated for the next few days. So it's really, really good to make sure that you stay away or go a lot less on the cranberry, the high sugary foods, and like the mashed potatoes, which has a lot of dairy, a lot of carbs into it as well. Number 13, watch out for liquid calories. And that is the alcohol, right? So you got to look at how much carbs is on these, the alcohol. Beer has a lot. They have light beer, which has less. Certain alcohol has more or less. I mean, wine, the sweet ones definitely has a lot more. So you got to watch for that. Skip the seconds. Usually what you like to do is you want to have your plate, wait at least another 10 to 20 minutes before having a second one, because that way it leaves time for your satiety centers to kick in your brain to let you know that, hey, I'm full, right? Now, number 15, that's the dessert. It's one thing about, looking at the dessert, but it's another thing to enjoy it moderately. So picking desserts, pick the ones maybe it has low carb fruits in it, right? The ones that include raspberry, blackberry, strawberries, that will be good. Maybe avoid the cheesecake or the ones that has a lot of dairy, a lot of carbs in there. So with desserts, you really just have to pick accordingly. What I like to do is take some coconut ice cream and put it over whether it's a homemade cookie or whatnot, and I'll just crumble it in there. And that's usually my dessert. And that's great. I don't put any extra additives in there. And you can either make your own coconut ice cream or you can get some at the store. They have them there. So you got to make sure that you make one that a lot of people can enjoy. The cookies that we make and the ice cream that we have are all dairy-free, soy-free, and gluten-free as well. Okay? Now, number 16, it's funny, but it says, inhale, exhale. Just make sure you breathe, right? Eat your meals slow. And that's what really it's all about. It's about having a good time with the family, talking, getting together with everyone, and just really enjoy yourself. Now, this next one, 17, you could write down everything that you eat. If you are part of our weight loss program, I do recommend that you write everything down. Although if you were to eat a little bit more outside of your comfort zone during when you're on the weight loss program, then Thanksgiving, that one meal will be the meal for the week that you can just eat something that's outside the ordinary. But I know that a lot of people who are really serious about your weight loss program, we've had clients and patients also have done really, really amazing through Thanksgiving. Like last year, we had a client that throughout the Thanksgiving week, she lost 9 pounds. And, she said, hey, I went to a Thanksgiving dinner, but I just watched everything that I was eating, okay, and was really just picking and choosing what she really liked the most and what could she really eat and what she should not be eating, right? Number 18 is meditate. Meditate is going to be a good one. With family around, you're going to want to meditate and just, for a lot of moms, you've got kids to worry about, you've got probably in-laws, family, friends. Take a few minutes, just 5 minutes of your own time. I don't know where you're going to go. Go into your room and just sit down, listen to some nice calm music, and just meditate, being in a zone for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And do that a couple times throughout the day. It's going to lower your cortisol level, because high cortisol is also related to belly fat and, increasing belly fat. Thanksgiving is doing its job in increasing belly fat. We don't need any high stressors to do that. All right. Number 19. Okay, I can't stress this enough, is get enough sleep. Not only the day before, but the night after. Okay. Now, turkey is known for having something called tryptophan. Tryptophan is known to getting your body into a sleepy mode, is one of the amino acids that can get your body into a more zen, a more relaxing mode. The reason why you want to sleep the night before is because, the night before, you're really just doing your prepping. You have to get ready for the following day. When you're tired, when we're tired, we tend to eat a little bit more just to satisfy our cravings, and sometimes just to keep us awake. But some of you probably want to go do some Black Friday shopping. I think there's stores opening at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving, 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. I haven't attended one of those in years. Only when I have family coming in from the Hong Kong or China is when we actually do something like that. But get enough sleep, because your body needs to rest from all the food, from processing all that food, right? So 7 to 8 hours of sleep is usually what's best for you, okay? Give yourself some wiggle room. I mean, at the end of the day, you enjoy it with your loved ones. Don't stress about it. Really have fun. Enjoy this day. Enjoy this week. Enjoy time with your family and your friends, because if you think about it, one of my mentors told me before, and he says, ultimately, a lot of people think about how many years, go by. But he says, if you think about the different events in a year that comes by, we'll think of life a little differently. And he talked about summers, right? Think about how many more summers you have left, with your family. Think about how many Thanksgivings you have left with your family, So you got to treasure every single day, treasure every moment. And I hope these 20 tips help. Okay, you guys have a great, wonderful Thanksgiving, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye now.